All right, let's dive into an absolutely massive chapter of Bibliomancers. Chapter 83 is where so much comes to a head. We're talking a mysterious family curse, an invisible tower that might not even exist, and a budding romance, all crashing into each other. It really changes everything. Let's get right into it. So the chapter just drops us right into the middle of the mystery. Jock is back, but she's barely alive, having come from a place that everyone insists isn't real. The question is pretty simple, but the answer? Well, that's a whole other story. What in the world happened to her? So we start with Jock waking up in her old room, and she is just wrecked. She's incredibly weak, completely out of it, and her body is just broken. This is the state she's in when this whole mystery really starts to kick off. Jack kind of blinks her eyes open, and the first thing she sees is Frida just sitting there at her bedside. But when she tries to talk, to ask for a drink, all she can manage is this horrible, raspy croak, water. It's a really stark way to show us just how bad of a shape she's in, and Frida, of course, just jumps up to help her. And get this, her condition is just staggering. Jack finds out she's been out cold for 2 entire days. She was found with severe dehydration and these awful burns, so bad they had her on an IV drip. A doctor named Maz has been in and out, but Frida has been there the whole time, taking care of her, even using this special, almost magical-sounding cream that healed the burns. I mean, she was literally on the brink of death. Okay, so as Jock starts to get her bearings, she tries to explain what happened, where she's been. And this is where her version of reality just smashes right into what everyone else believes is true. And this slide really breaks it down, right? It's this huge clash of realities. Jeg is 100% certain she was in the Eastern Tower, where she even saw her grandfather. But Frida, gently explains there is no Eastern Tower. A maid, Sky, just found Jag passed out in an empty hallway. And to make things even crazier, what felt like a couple of days to Jag has actually been weeks for everyone else. But here's the wild part. Even after almost dying, and with Frida telling her it's impossible, Jackie doesn't back down for a second. She's convinced her grandfather is stuck in that tower and that time works differently there. Her first thought isn't, wow, that was terrifying. Nope, it's, okay, I gotta go back, and this time I'm gonna be ready. So, what does she do next? She goes straight to her grandmother, Lady Holland. And this conversation, well, it uncovers this dark family secret that's all tied up with this mysterious tower. And her grandmother is having none of it. I mean, she's even more forceful than Frida was. She basically scolds Jacques, telling her that Tregaron only has one tower, the western one. To her, Jacques isn't solving a mystery, she's just making up stories. But then, as Jacques keeps pushing, asking for her grandfather's papers, the whole story starts to unravel. And wow, is it a story. Turns out, Jacques isn't the first. Her great-grandfather saw the tower and then disappeared a year later. Then her own grandfather, Henry, saw it right after he got married and became completely obsessed. This isn't just Jacques' weird experience anymore. It's like a family curse. So you can just feel the fear in her grandmother's voice, right? She is terrified of history repeating itself. So she gives Jack this really stark warning. She agrees to have her husband's papers brought up, but only if Jack promises to stay away from the tower. She says she will not let it ruin another life. Okay, so now Jack has her granddad's research, but she's still the only one who believes her story. Everyone else thinks she's just confused. What she needs now more than anything is proof. Real, solid proof that she's not crazy. And right on cue, Frida and Sky show up, and they are literally hauling in these massive piles of Granddad Henry's papers. Now, to Jack, this isn't just a bunch of dusty old notes. It's a map. She's absolutely sure that the answers, the key to finding her grandfather, are buried somewhere in here, and she's ready to start looking, right then and there. And then, as she's getting up, she glances over at her dresser, and there it is. The pith helmet. The actual pith helmet from her journey inside the tower. It's real, it's solid, and it's the one piece of undeniable proof she needed. It wasn't a dream. It wasn't a hallucination. It really happened. This one little object just changes everything for her. And with that confirmation, that validation, the whole vibe of the chapter shifts. It goes from this supernatural mystery to something really personal and intimate between Jacques and Frida. So Frida suggests a bath to help Jacques feel better. And as she's helping the still weak Jacques into the bathroom, this really tender, vulnerable scene unfolds. Jacques gets a little shy about undressing, but Frida just gently reminds her, hey, I've been the one changing you this whole time. The intimacy's already there, you know? And as Frida is just gently washing her back, you can tell it's all hitting Jacques at once, the fear, the confusion, and now this unbelievable act of kindness. And she just comes out and says it. She admits she's never really had a friend before, not one that would do something like this for her. It's a huge moment of connection. And Frida's response? Well, it changes everything all over again. She quietly and honestly tells Jake that, for her, this has become about more than just friendship. It's this beautiful, gentle confession that just completely redefines their whole relationship. So think about where we leave off. It's a total game changer. Jacques now has proof that she's not crazy, and she has a new partner, maybe more than a partner, who believes in her. The big question moving forward is, with Frida on her side and a mountain of research in front of them, what are they about to find in those notes?